Keep the Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock. TK. Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutling. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock. TK.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
And welcome to the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We are located at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, Shabbat morning class, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also have a location, the newly founded school in Virginia. They're located at 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. Their class times are Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all their times. Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Shabbat morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also have another location in San Antonio, Texas. They're located at 4219 Senegate Street, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. We also have another location in Albuquerque, New Mexico, located at 7710 Manuel Boulevard, Suite F, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87110. Our coming feast days, we have the Feast of Trumpets, which will be the 27th of this month. We also have the Day of Atonement, which will be October 6th. And the Feast of Tabernacles will begin October 11th through October 18th. During that week, we will not be having class because we'll be observing the Holy Day. Also, we have previously recorded kids class. You can find that on YouTube. Just type in the search bar, ISBHPK Kids on YouTube. Lots of good classes. They actually had a Jeopardy episode on there that I liked. It was pretty cool. But anyways, we have that, and also the Sabbath classes for kids are conducted in the other room next door. So if you're in the Houston area, bring your kids through, your teens, your kids, and we have Sabbath class with them. The sisters do that. They keep them engaged, related to their lives, and keep them engaged in the scriptures. We also have the Blog Talk Radio that the brother Mashaba does. You can find that at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. And that's every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Lots of good teachers on there, lots of good topics. So check them out. Get your daily bread there that way. Also, if you would like a fringed garment, tunic, girdle, headband, armbands, you're trying to get your righteous apparel up, hit the sisters up on Everything Israel Wear on Facebook. Just type in all one word, Everything Israel Wear. Also, Israel Wear is doing a raffle for a full garment, which includes a headband, tunic, armbands, and girdle. The price of the ticket is $3 per ticket. So, you know how the raffles work. The more tickets you get, the more chance you get that full garment looking real priestly. I know what the garment look like. I'm trying to get on that. So, I got my tickets in. You need to get yours, all y'all online. And all y'all here in the class.
Yeah, if they want to participate online, how can they do it?
They can text me. I put my number on the flyer.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, if y'all want to participate for brothers and sisters that are online, if you want that garment, it's a nice garment. Just hit up the sister Shara, her name and numbers on the flyer, and she'll tell you how you can participate from a distance.
From a
distance.
And again, even if you just want a custom garment, you have an idea, or you have some shirts that you want fringed up, hit the sisters up on everything Israel, and they'll definitely take care of you. Also, if you need to reach a priest, you can reach Priest Kazakia at 281-707-2737, or you can reach Priest Quatazat, which is here on my right, at 303-557-8979. Please text only during class. We also, if you want to drop any donations, priest offerings, or alms, you can put that in a Wells Fargo account. That is 1025-129896. You can drop that in the Wells Fargo account. It's greatly appreciated. It helps all the schools. It helps us. It helps take care of the lights, the internet, for y'all online, so we can broadcast these classes live to you. So whatever you got, whatever you can do, it's greatly appreciated, and it does help. But when it's from a willing spirit, we definitely appreciate it. If you want to mail any books, pens, papers, apocryphers, dictionaries, computers, or if you want to send a vehicle, tables, desks, chairs, you can mail that stuff to 8524 South Bracewood Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77071, or you can mail it to any of the schools that I named earlier. The Virginia School, it's a new school. They're in need of equipment, notebooks, pads, apocryphers, Bibles, dictionaries, all that. And Albuquerque is also a newer school, and they'll be needing more supplies like that as well. If you want to send it directly to them, that's great. If you want to send it to us and we send it to them, that's fine too. And that's it for the announcement. Oh, we also have a Google Wallet. You can drop your alms or offerings in there too. The Google Wallet is isbhpk@gmail.com. And that's it for the announcements.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get into the topic. So the title of the class is Guns in America, which is it's funny because this topic never really comes up until what?
There's a shooting.
Until there's a shooting. Until someone runs up in a church, shoots up a church or shoots up a school. It's never really a topic. It's never really any outcry for all the guns in America until, some deranged maniac shoots up a movie theater, shoots up a mosque. We just had the one where he shot up the Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
We had the other one. I mean, if y'all didn't know, there was one just the other day in Texas.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was one like a couple of days. Listen, there's so many of these shootings. A lot of them don't get broadcast. Now, think about it. You got all these random mass shootings, but then you have cities like Chicago that every day somebody's getting killed with a gun. Or just on this last Labor Day weekend, I think 7 people died and 54 people injured. It was crazy. It was real wild weekend on Labor Day for Chicago. But we're gonna talk about the guns as a whole in America, and everybody has this outcry of there's you have two sides to the story. You have one side that says we need gun control. You have another side that says no, we need the guns, right? So, you have your NRAs and you have your different gun advocates. Right, that's the word. These ones that advocate for you to bear arms. What's that? The Second Amendment? What is that? What amendment is that? The right to bear arms. Nobody knows their amendments?
Law.
Good. No. As long as you know your commandments, right? Right, but we know that one of their 13 amendments is the right to bear arms. Because they feel like it's their God-given right to bear that gun. America. Second Amendment?
Comment.
Yeah, I know more amendments than I think. So the Second Amendment in America is the right to bear arms. Now, as we get into this topic, I just want to read off. I was on abcnews.com, and I just want to read just some stats so we get a grip on what's going on with the guns in America and how it's affecting the citizens of this country. So this is from abcnews.com. It says the total number of deadly mass shootings in the United States in 2019 comes out to an average of 1 every 13 days. So there's a mass shooting on average in America 1 time every 13 days. So once, what is that? Almost once a week, once every 2 weeks. It's like payday, right? It's like payday in America that there's a mass shooting. Now, what constitutes a mass shooting in America? It says the FBI does not have an official definition of a mass shooting, but defines a mass killing as an incident in which 3 or more people are killed, not including the assailant. Right? Not including the assailant. Where we at? Not including the suspect. So just in 2019, there's about 116 deaths by gun in America. All right, and then it gives you a list of all the different shootings that happened in America. Now, when you look at a place like Chicago where there's 1,900 people that died by guns just in this year, it's crazy. So just a little insight into what's going on with guns in America. Yeah, you could change that title to American Gun Problem. American Gun Problem. Right, so I was checking out another site, just looking up stats on the guns in America and, what's been going on with the guns in America and, how people feel about them. So I was on another website, it's www.commondreams.org, and it says, the title of this article was "The Most American Way to Kill and to Die." And it goes into the shootings and gun violence. Read that for me. Where you at?
The U.S. standard.
It's in red. It's in red right there.
The madness of American gun violence thrives on the lethal combination of 3 ingredients.
Go ahead.
The first is nearly limitless access to guns.
So we got to keep it in mind that America has an unlimited access to guns. Go ahead. That's very important to the topic of this class. Go ahead.
Which is unparalleled in the world.
Right. So this nation has more guns than any nation in the world. Go ahead.
The second is corruption on the part of elected officials who receive financial contributions from the arms lobby to enact irresponsibly lax gun legislations.
Right, so they use money, right? They bribe officials, these lobbyists, you know, like the NR, like what was the word you used earlier? You said, right. But, like the NRA, they control the guns, right? They lobby for lax gun laws because they produce guns. They want gun advocates, right? Advocates. So, you know, they take bribes. These officials, these lawmakers, they take bribes to not have strict gun laws. So I'm just bringing this part out as we get into the scriptures, just to show why does this happen. And you know, this class is going to further show a few things. It's going to show that if you didn't believe that Esau was a white man, he shows you every single day. If you didn't believe that, he shows you every single day. And if we're going to go through the scriptures and link it up and show how he shows it daily. Go ahead, read on.
The third factor is the unwillingness of American society to address racism.
To do what?
To address racism.
Go ahead.
And the refusal of its leadership to confront the role of white supremacist domestic terrorism as an ultimate threat to the nation and a growing global concern.
Right. So this is white supremacy at its best. We want to control the guns. We want to have the guns. Right? Now, what's the problem with Esau? What's the problem with Esau and the way he uses the gun or the sword? He used that to do what?
Control.
He used it to control. He used it to enslave. Right? I mean, how else did they get us enslaved?
In prison.
In prison.
Yeah.
Intimidate. Right? How else was this city built? Well, the city was built on the sword, but then through the sword, through the guns, it was built off the backs of our ancestors, right? So go to Habakkuk 2 and verse 12, because we got to see that a kingdom that's established on blood, on innocent blood, it can't stand. A kingdom that's established on iniquity is not going to stand. So go to Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. Go to Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. And, you know, this class is just going to shed a little bit of light on why there's so many guns in America. Y'all ever wonder why? Like, why is there so much gun violence? And why are there so many just guns in America? Anybody ever think of that?
Oh, God.
You ever wonder why? Well, this is going to highlight. This is going to highlight why there are so many guns in this country. It tells you that America has more guns than any other country in the world. This is not even the biggest country. This is not even the biggest country, but it has more weaponry. It has more guns and gunpowder, Shalom, than any nation on this earth. Y'all never think about why? I ain't gonna give it away.
Almost there.
But get Habakkuk. You haven't got it yet?
Yeah, Habakkuk what?
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Okay.
So
Habakkuk.
we understand that through the gun, man, the white man has done what? He's built his kingdom. He's built his kingdom through the gun, through the modern day sword. And he's done it, and he's shed a lot of blood, a lot of innocent blood. So what does the scripture say about a kingdom that's established on blood? Read.
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Read.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
He says, woe to him that do what?
Buildeth a town with blood.
Because is that not what they did?
Con.
Through all the slavery, through all the beatings and killings, all the guns. I mean, they do it now. They do it now. They do it now, and who's the ones that are affected by it? The blacks, Hispanics. Why? Because we're trying to mimic. It's like we try to mimic Esau, man. It's crazy. It's like we want to be the gunslingers. We want to be the wild, wild westerners. But that's them. But it says, read it again.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Go ahead.
And established a city by iniquity.
And do what?
Establish a city by iniquity.
And that's what the so-called white man, Esau, that's what he's done. Everything he's established it through iniquity and with iniquity. There's no righteousness in them. There's no uprightness in them. So, and how do they get things? You got to think about it, man. How do they get things? How do they start anything? It always starts with bloodshed with the white man. It always starts with the innocent being put in slavery. It always starts with the innocent being robbed of something. You got the Native Americans that were here first. What you think they used to wipe them out? They used the gun. They used the sword. The modern day sword. And what did they do? There's photos of it all through the internet, but they killed off their livestock. Killed off all the buffalo that they knew that the natives used for food, for shelter, for clothing. They wiped out. They used that gun. They use that gun to wipe out the food, and then what happens to the people? They starve. Through all their wars, through all the wars that they've won and lost, the big player has been that gun, right? And they went from remember the old muskets, the one that you pack it with the gunpowder, you pack it down and you fire one shot, to now they got super semi-automatic rifle machine guns, fully automatic handguns. Y'all see them online. I got a few like little pages on Facebook I follow that they deal with guns. They got fold-up guns that'll get this big.
Yeah.
And when you unfold that boy, it's a fully automatic 9mm. Like, wait a minute. Got plastic pistols that'll get through any metal detector. You got the ones you can conceal under the dash. Like Esau, they've created all this stuff. And we're going to go through and see why. Read that one more time and then go to Nahum 3 and verse 1.
Habakkuk 2 verse 12.
Go ahead.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Read.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
Right. Go to Nahum 3 and verse 1. And that's what the so-called white man has done through his generations. Every city that they've established, even their own, they establish it on blood. They establish it on iniquity. When they went through our cities and raped and robbed and pillaged and killed and murdered, it was all through iniquity. They never did anything righteous or ever sat down and said, "Hey, let's come together under a banner of peace." And even when they do that, they got one hand out, but what they got behind their back. They got that sword behind their back, right? They got one hand out ready to shake your hand, but they got behind their back that sword ready to slice that head off, because that's how Esau rolls. Go to Nahum 3 and verse 1.
Nahum 3 and 1.
Read.
Woe to the bloody city.
He said what?
Woe to the bloody city.
Go ahead.
It is all full of lies and robbery.
And that's the thing. America is a bloody city. Anywhere where the white man is at is a bloody city. It's full of what?
Lies.
Read.
And robbery.
And what?
Lies and robbery.
And robbery. And what are they using the rob? They use that gun. Right? Read it one more time from the top.
Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery.
Go ahead.
The prey departed not.
Read.
The noise of a whip.
That's it on that. So, you see, it's saying, woe to the cities that are established on blood and iniquity. So we know, America was definitely established that way. But so were all the other Edomite cities, all those European cities. They were established off our backs also. Slavery didn't just happen in America. The gun is not just in America. The abundance of the guns are in America. They got guns in Europe. They got guns in France. The white man got guns in Britain, Italy. They got guns also. Go to Ezekiel 24 and 6. You have something?
No. Oh, well, just that, I don't want to jump. That
Oh.
Esau blessing.
Yeah, don't. Are you looking at the clock?
No,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Ezekiel 24:6.
Yeah, Ezekiel 24:6. Yeah, you don't
Con.
jump. Okay. Ezekiel 24:6. So we're talking about these guns and why there's so much guns in America. Well, first we're establishing the point that how was America built? How were these cities built? They were built on the guns. They were built on the sword, as the scriptures call it. And this is how America was established. This is how all your other European countries were established. Again, anything that the white man put his hands to, anything that he puts his hands to, you know what's sad? He always got to bring his gun with him. He always got to have my good old 6-shooter.
oh yeah.
Right? My sidearm. He calls it a sidearm. Come on, man. You got to think about it. You got to think about his. You got to think about his mind state and why that's always something that he has to have. Why you have to have the right to bear arms if you're an American. And we're gonna, as we go down, we'll see exactly why. Read that where you at, Ezekiel 24:6.
Wherefore, thus saith the Most High thy power,
Read.
woe to the bloody city.
He says what?
Woe to the bloody city.
Yeah, because America leads all nations in mass shootings. America leads all nations in gun violence. America leads the world in gun production and the violence thereof. Again, you look at a city like Chicago. Come on, they got 1,900 homicides in Chicago. Now, I'm not saying that's all by guns, but you know how they get down out there. A lot of that is by guns, man. Go ahead.
To the pot whose scum is therein.
Go ahead.
And whose scum is not gone out of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, that iniquity, that scum. America is it's full of scum and scumbags. It's full of scum and scumbags. You know, just reading when we read up about the legislators and them taking bribes to keep the guns in play. That's that scum is talking about. Those are those type of men that they'll do anything for the money. They don't care how much. They don't care about your kids getting shot in the street. They don't care about what's going on in Chicago. They don't care. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is making sure that the pockets is fat. They can take a little vacation to, well, not to the Bahamas.
I was gonna say that too.
Not to the Bahamas, but to some other island that's not been destroyed by a hurricane. Hawaii, yeah. They can take a little vacation to Hawaii, Turks and Caicos, right? The Maldives.
Thailand.
Yeah, they like to go over to Thailand. Right, they like to go over and spread their seed, right? Rape the women. You know, the things that Esau does.
They'll play with the boys. You know, they got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part, but how could I forget?
That's wide open now.
Yeah, they go there, they go to Brazil, they do all that, you know. So they make sure that they got their money to do what it is that they got to do. And it doesn't matter how they get it. But see, one of their biggest money makers is the gun. It is the gun. Read on.
Bring it out peace.
Read it from the top.
Con. Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore thus saith the Most High thy power, woe to the bloody city.
Destruction to the bloody city. It's going to be destruction. We know that, right? Babylon the Great. It's going to go down. And it's showing you here just through these little few scriptures that this is one of the reasons why. Because of how they established the city and because of what they perpetuate. Because of the violence. Because of how they promote their violence. Go ahead.
Woe to the bloody city. To the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it.
Right.
Bring it out piece by piece.
Right, go ahead.
Let not lot fall upon it.
Right, read.
For her blood is in the midst of her, and she set it upon the top.
And that's the thing with America, man. The blood, all the bloodshed is there. That's all you hear about in this country is death and destruction and people dying. That's all. That's why I don't watch the news, man. I don't watch the news because all you hear on your local news is this person shot at this place, this person shot here, this person shot here, And then when you listen to like national news, you know, like NBC World News Tonight, that's all you hear. Like everybody trying to mimic Big Brother. This person ran on a rampage with a gun here. This person blew this up. This person died over here. Suicide over here. This over here. And it's like, wow. The blood, all that blood is, it's going to be on America's hands. Because do they not have the power to stop the guns? Do they not have the power? Yeah, they have the power.
Yes.
They definitely have the power. Go ahead.
For her blood is in the midst of her.
Uh-huh.
She set it upon the top of a rock.
Right.
She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust.
Yeah, that blood is apparent. It's seen. You can see that blood. You can see that violence. I mean, one mass shooting every 13 days. That's the average.
You know, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Now, what's crazy is this guy was bringing out one of these conscious cats I listen to. He was bringing out how when that guy did the mass shooting in somewhere in LA, but at the Garlic Fest.
Was that in Santa Monica? No.
Or it was
Okay.
somewhere in California.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he said they had to be a vampire because vampires are the only ones that afraid of garlic. So
What the-
Edomite, is usually portrayed as the vampires, but just their nature is vampiric. So I just thought I'd chime in on that. It's like you have to be a vampire to go and do that at a Garlic Fest.
You know what I think about? I think about how, like how you were saying, how that article said earlier about who the terrorists are. They say it on the news. It's been broadcast. It's evident more now than ever who the real terrorists are. I was having a conversation with the brother in the mall, and I don't know how it got here, but we went on this topic about terrorists, and the biggest terrorist throughout history has been the white man. I mean, it's not no mystery. It's not no mystery today. By the way things have always turned out, like they'll throw guns into our community, right? And they want us to kill ourselves. But then they get all the heavy artillery and they go shoot themselves up. They agreed to do this. They go shoot. In El Paso, the dude said he was trying to shoot as many Mexicans as he can. Okay. But the one in Las Vegas at that country music concert, he was shooting a bunch of white people.
Yeah, because they're out of control with the gun.
They're out of control.
I remember that. Was like a couple years ago, right, in Vegas?
That was just last year.
It was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or it could have been earlier this year.
There's been so many. Nah,
Yeah,
it definitely
so
wasn't this year.
Oh yeah, last year then.
But there's been so many. There's been so many mass shootings and Esau just using this gun, man. It's like you get confused. Sandy Hook, that was a little elementary school, right? You got you got like there's been a few.
El Paso.
The El Paso one. There was
Batman.
two more in Texas. Yeah, the dude Aurora shooter, the Aurora Batman theater shooter.
Yeah.
But there was two more. There was just one in Texas last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another one in Texas, East Texas, El Paso. Then the other one was like, I forget. Oh, matter of fact, you know what I got? Did I send you the chart with all the shootings? Yeah, y'all. She's gonna put it up there for y'all to see it. How Esau's just running around with this gun, man. And yeah, he's. It's sad because he'll go into a mosque and shoot up a mosque, but then he'll go into a Walmart and shoot up random people. Go to a country club or a country music and just snipe people off. So, where you at?
We're at Ezekiel 24, verse 8.
Right, so let me read this right here. So I was was just reading a few articles. So another one that I was on, this was the same one, commondreams.org. The most American way to kill and to die. That was the title of this article. I'm gonna read it. It says the U.S. stands alone among the nations of the world as the global leader an outliner in civilian gun proliferation and mass shootings. White America should not and must not continue down this unsustainable path towards self-annihilation. It is necessary to understand how the land of the free became the most armed nation on the earth in the first place. So how did America become the most armed nation on the earth? Who knows? Who thinks they know? Who thinks they know? I'll let y'all think about it. I got one more. I'm going to read it. This is from the same article. It says there are more guns than people in the U.S. Think about that. There are more guns than people in the U.S. A country accounting for 5% of the global population, yet 45% of the world's privately owned firearms. Firearms are the second leading cause of death for children and teens in the U.S. and the leading cause for black youth. While nearly 1 million women have been shot by an intimate partner.
Wow.
Think about that. Wow. Think about that. So, why is it that America, this Edomite nation, is the most armed nation on this planet? It's biblical. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis 27. We got to understand that this is Esau's blessing. It's Esau's blessing. So when they sit around and cry about gun control and gun laws and trying to, we got to have, gun reform? Mm-hmm. Man, Esau ain't going to reform. They're not going to reform anything. Mm-hmm. Because this is what they were blessed with. This was the blessing that Esau got from the first Edomite ever, all the way to now. And as we go through the scriptures, we're going to see that he lives his life. He lives his life by the gun. He lives his life by the sword, man. Go to Genesis 27:38.
Genesis 27:38. And Esau said to his father,
right?
Hast thou but one blessing,
right?
My
because
father?
If we understand the story, we know that Jacob, he put on the camel's hair, he went in and he usurped. Through prophecy, Esau sold the birthright. Give me now that red pottage because I am faint. Right? Mm-hmm. He sold his birthright. Jacob put on the camel's fur. Went in to Pops. Pops rubbed him. Esau, is that you? Yes, Father, it is. And he got the blessing of the firstborn. Right? He got the blessing of the firstborn. So Esau catches wind of that. He's like, wait, you only got one blessing? He was hot. He was upset. He wanted to kill Jacob for this. But why would you want to kill somebody for something that you sold? That you gave away? You sold it for a pot of soup. Raw meat. It's sad, right? It just shows you how this man lives his life. That's why you watch the Wild Wild West movies. Yeah. And they got the 6-shooter, my 6-shooter and my horse.
Right.
Right? But that's how they lived at a time where even though you had a sheriff and you had law, every man had his gun, every man had his 6-shooter. And if you didn't have that, well,
might as well be butt naked.
Yeah, you was done. You were naked out there in them streets. Them gunslingers will get you. Billy the Kids and all them boys. You got Billy the Kid. Who else you got?
Wells Fargo. Yeah. Wells and Fargo.
Wells and Fargo, right?
Yep.
Westerners.
I think about that because I worked there and I'm like, these guys that now there's a bank, but they were bank robbers.
Mm. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
God.
They're still robbing.
They're still robbing people, right? They still getting you for your money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's look how, like I said, it said it in Ezekiel. No, it said it in Nahum that the city is full of robbery and blood. That's crazy. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I knew about J.P. Morgan. Right. How they built on slavery. I didn't know Wells and Fargo. I didn't even know it was 2 people.
Yeah, I thought it was 1, but someone put me down. It was when I was working there that it's 2.
Right, I gotta check those facts. Nah,
Oh.
it sounds dope. It was robbing banks and they became bank parishioners. How ironic. But that's Esau though, where you can use this blessing that they got, and look, they use it for negative. They use it for evil. They use it for destruction. They use it to establish, again, America and all these other cities that, I mean, they're going to be destroyed at the end anyway. They're going to be destroyed in the end. Read where you at.
Genesis 27, verse 38.
Right?
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing?
Go ahead.
My father, bless me.
Right?
Even me also, O my father.
He was begging for that blessing. Go ahead.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, this is a funny story if you listen to it on the audio Bible, the way the voices be changing. Go ahead. Father. Yeah, bless me too, Father. Go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth,
Go ahead.
and of the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
And by the sword.
And by the what?
And by the sword.
You see that? So this is the blessing. He said by the sword. Go ahead.
Shalt thou live.
Right. This is how he was going to live. He didn't say, oh, you was going to carry the sword from time to time. He said you were going to live by this. You were going to live by the sword.
So lifestyle.
This was going to be a lifestyle. This was going to be, again, it was going to be your sidearm. This was going to be, I mean, why do you think they have amendments like you have the right to bear arms? Because all they're doing is fulfilling what it is they were given from the beginning. Why do you think it's so hard for a black man to walk down the street with an AR-15 strapped to his back, but a white man can do it? They're like, oh, you just following the amendments, right? You following the Second Amendment. But really what they're saying is, oh, you're walking with your blessing. You're walking with what you were blessed with from your forefathers. That wasn't our blessing, so when we try to do it, they're like, get on the floor, get down, stomach first, right? They pull you into jail. They know that lawfully you're not doing anything wrong as a black man carrying a gun in these states where you can carry.
Right.
Because you have, like Colorado, I know you can walk with a rifle. You can walk anywhere you want with a rifle. You got a lot of these southern states where you'll see it. They'll be riding around with what in the back of the pickup?
Shotgun.
Got the shotgun right in the window. Right? If something pop off, they run right to the Chevy with the Confederate flag.
Yep.
Grab the shotgun, it's already loaded. They riding around with a shotgun loaded. They ain't putting shells in that boy. What Dave Chappelle say, buckshot? Yeah, y'all. They ain't putting that. They got that buckshot in there, not that birdshot.
That buckshot.
Yeah, they got that buck because you got birdshot and buckshot. Birdshot is for the birds. Buckshot is to put a deer down. So they making sure they got that boy loaded up, ready to hit something. But they ride around like this.
Yeah.
They ride around, Confederate flagged out, old 1970 Chevy, all rusty, but they got that shotgun in the back. Right? And then what do? They push it to the citizens that, yeah, you have the right to bear arms. But then we want to make an uproar when, it's crazy, we want to make an uproar when one of our own uses the blessings against ourselves or against the nation. Because that's the only time they make an uproar, right? That's the only time that's the only time you hear about gun control, when it's time to vote or when somebody gets shot on when a white boy goes out and shoots people.
Right.
Why they ain't talking about gun control in Chicago? Not cold. Why they ain't talking about gun control in Chicago? I mean, why they ain't, come on, man. Is it that hard to get guns out of a black city? Is it that hard? I don't think it's that hard to stop selling bullets. Guns is useless without bullets, right? But how come they don't, it's little things like that, like take the gun stores out, shut down the bullets. But you know, we're black people are very creative. Israelites are very creative.
Right.
We'll find a way to get bullets. We'll make homemade bullets.
Yes, sir.
We'll go back to the musket. Right? We'll be gunpowder in it, packing them shells. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But Esau's the one that really mastermind the sword because that's their blessing. So when they go from again the little musket gun that you pack with the gunpowder and you got to shove the bullet the pellets down in there and you get one shot to 50 cal. I mean, come on, y'all seen a 50 cal gun in action? A 50 caliber machine gun, it'll rip you in half.
Oh yeah.
It'll rip a body in half. Those bullets go out like lasers. I mean, what kind of mind do you got to be in to perfect where you got the gun that it bends around the corner? It just falls and it just bends, you just shoot somebody around the corner? You got to be blessed to be able to come up with these type of inventions for a gun. I mean, a gun is it's basic.
Right.
It's basic, but then when you can modernize it to where you got lasers and scopes and beams, night vision on the gun. Y'all ever seen those with a night vision scope on the gun?
Got it.
Yeah. All different type of caliber of bullets, down to down to. Y'all ever watch like movies like Sniper?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Like there was a series. Remember the movie American Sniper with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Or Sniper with Mark. They made a series after it. It's a pretty good little series on Netflix. But it just showed, man, how Esau was just so much into their guns. You go into this man's house, he opened up his shed, he just had a wall, just rifles. Then he had, like on the table, he had guns, he was working on fixing this gun and cleaning this gun. That's their blessing. That's what they got.
Oh yeah.
You
know, I was when I was working at AT&T, I've been in a lot of houses. This one Edomite, out of nowhere, you know, I'm just asking about, you know, where does he want his cable boxes and where he wants his modem and stuff like that, so I can figure out how to wire the house. He was like, yeah, this one there, that one there. Look, I want to bring you over here. I'm like, I don't think he's showing me another location. He wants a TV or something like that. And he opens up, it's a wall. It looked like a regular wall.
Oh, he had like a little push button?
Yeah, well, I don't know how. It's like you push it and then they come out.
Ooh.
Okay. And then you come out and then it comes out and like folds in. It was intricate.
It was like MI6 type.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
John Wick.
And this dude was old. He was an old dude. And he shows me all these guns. And I'm just like in this room, I'm like,
yeah, this is the 1969 Grand Rat. Like, they got guns with dates on them.
Bro, he had so many guns. And he was starting to go in about when he used these guns and for what. And I was like, man, you got a lot of guns. And he was like, oh, I had a lot more than this.
Just fulfilling my blessing. That's what he should have said, just carrying out my blessing.
It's insane.
But they love their weapons, man. They love their guns. And, you know, you got to see, that's how they wage their wars. That's what they war for. They war for more weaponry. You know, a lot of the wars, Cold War, they war over petroleum and all that stuff to be able to make their nuclear weapons. I mean, you got to see it. Why does this country go to war with? Why are they like trying to beef with Iran? Well, because they don't want Iran to develop better guns than them. Mm-hmm. That nuclear weapons program, things like that. They don't want Iran to develop better technology. They put embargoes on every country that if you develop better weaponry, we'll go in and fight you. We'll go in and wage war with you, because they want to control that. And they do. I mean, they do. Just on a forget about nuclear weapons and tanks. Let's just talk about handguns and AKs and things like that. America got it. Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Smith & Wesson I know that's two people.
Yeah.
I definitely knew that. I learned about Smith & Wesson a long time ago. Right? I learned about them a long time ago. But it's their blessing. It's what was given to them. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
Right?
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, go to Numbers 20 and 14. And I threw this in here because, you know, if you remember these stories from the Sabbath reading, there was a time where Israel needed to pass by. We need to pass by Moab. We went to their king. Hey, we need to pass by. Well, just don't touch none of our stuff. Don't drink none of our rivers. Don't touch none of our cattle. And we need to pass by some other nations. And you know, we come over to big brother Esau. We come over to big brother Esau like, hey, can we pass by? Can we pass by your lands? And you know, just in him fulfilling prophecy and what was given to him, read that in Numbers 20 and verse 14.
Numbers 20:14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom.
Go ahead.
Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us.
Right.
How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dealt in Egypt a long time.
Right. So Moses sent messengers to the king of Edom. Listen, man, you know what we went through. Slavery in Egypt for this amount of years. Red Sea, 10 plagues. We need to pass by, man. Let us get a break. Go ahead.
And we have dealt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Most High, he heard our voice,
right,
and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border.
Go ahead.
Let us pass.
You said what?
Let us pass.
Go ahead.
I pray thee, through thy country.
Right.
We will not pass through the fields.
Read.
Or to the vineyards.
Read.
Neither will we drink of the water of the well.
Right. So we said, listen, man, we're not going to touch any of your stuff, your vineyards, your water, your cattle. We just want to walk through. We just want to get past. Go ahead.
We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him,
What did Edom say? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not pass by me.
Right.
Lest I come out against thee with sword.
With what?
With sword.
Yeah, he said, you're not going to pass by us unless you're not going to come and pass because we don't bring out our swords. We're going to live by our blessing. Just like it said you will live by your blessing. You're going to live by the sword. Now, there's a problem with living by the sword. You know the saying. You live by that, you die by that. Right? So, we'll go back into this article. This was the same article from, read that for me. There, one down. No, go down. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So it should say this is.
So it's this.
It should say this is. It should say this is.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's supposed to say it.
Go ahead.
This is a nation where white men have lived and died by the gun.
Now, this is talking about America. Now, if America lives and dies by the gun, and we know that America was founded somewhat a couple of 100 years ago, their forefathers, they got that from their forefathers, and from their forefathers, and from their forefathers. So Esau, it kills me, man, where you got a lot of brothers that's like, yeah, Esau's not the white man. It's the Arabs. It's the Arabs. Now, how is the Arab showing you that he's fulfilling the blessing of Genesis? How is he? He's not. The Arabs ain't got guns like America,
No way.
like the white man. So they don't fit. They don't fit the blessing. They don't fit the prophecies. But you got a lot of brothers that swear up and down like, oh no, that's the sword is talking about that old school sword. They live by that. But sword is just a modern day gun. It's a modern day weapon.
What?
So it says, read it one more time.
This is a nation where white men,
Where black men, Arabic men,
white men have lived and died by the gun.
right?
The gun facilitated the genocide of the native people.
Right, you see that? The gun, the modern day sword, Esau's blessing, it did what?
Facilitated the genocide of the native people.
Yeah, because when they wanted to wipe out the natives, they just went for their livestock. And then they went for them. There's a few different Native American battles versus Edomites where, what do they use? They use that, the natives ain't had no guns. You see that? I mean, come on, man. They didn't have that technology. We didn't have, when they enslaved us and put us on those slave ships, that was one of the ways they got us. We over there throwing rocks and we over there bows and arrows and spears, right? Because when you do read through the scriptures, we were expert with bow and arrow, expert with this weapon, expert with that weapon. But when it comes to this modern day gun, this modern day technology, nobody's more expert than the so-called white man. And that's how he shows you who he is. He tells you just in his everyday dealings that, yeah, I'm the white man, I'm Esau, I'm the one that the Bible is talking about. So if anybody thought like, wait a minute, or if you ever had like a doubt in your mind, all you gotta do is go back to Genesis and say, wait a minute, who's carrying the blessing of the sword? It's not the Arabs. It's not the Arabs, man. They might behead a chick or two for committing adultery. They do it. But they're not living by the sword like Esau is. They're not pushing guns to cities and communities like the so-called white man is. I mean, they got programs where they were doing it in it was like Louisiana. I think they tried to do it in Chicago. It's like turn your gun in program. They said they were getting so many guns they had to shut it down.
Dang.
Spots like Louisiana, they were getting guns. You know, Louisiana used to be murder capital.
Right.
Before Chicago, Philly, they did it in Philly. But you got to see the guns, and that's the bad part about it. It's their blessing, but we try to use it. Well, who do we end up using it on?
Each other.
Yeah, we end up killing each other, and we're doing it at a larger rate than one mass shooter going out and shooting 12 people. Come on, man. We got weekends of again, Chicago. 7 people died by guns in Chicago over Labor Day weekend. I think they said 54 people were injured. That's crazy. But I think that's like Chicago on the daily. At least one or two is getting shot. So we're trying to take what Esau was blessed with, and we're trying to use it, rob, steal, stick up kids, or just to flash and floss. Like they had y'all watch on Facebook where they had it was like the stay strap challenge or something stupid. Like you roll up on your homeboy and you start talking to him and you pull out your gun and he pull out his gun.
Oh, you lagging.
You seen that?
You lagging or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you seen that? Like that's the things that we do. Like you sitting there talking to your homeboy, yeah, and he's supposed to do the same thing.
Oh,
come on, man. No, I mean some cats you can't just do that. They're gonna shoot you. But see, that's how we play with guns. We play around and toy around with what was given to Esau, and he don't play. Esau don't play because when you jump on these videos, you watch these white nationalists when they got their whole family out there and they all can shoot. When they got 5-year-olds out there that can snipe and hit targets, I mean, look at movies like John Wick and Underworld, and these movies where it got real heavy gun violence. Bro, they out there in the sticks, learning from these white people that are gun experts. They can field strip. Where did they get that from? Field stripping a gun? Who knows what that is?
Breaking it down, cleaning it up.
Break it down, clean it up, but can you do it in 5 seconds blindfolded?
Right.
Can you do it with your, like you watch like the military movies, they're blindfolded. Or you watch the one Renegade Edomite that's on a rampage. He can take out all his guns, blindfolds himself.
Like Rambo.
Yeah, smokes a cigar, plugs his nose, stops breathing, cleans the gun in 1.25 seconds, breaks it apart, puts it back together. Why? Because that's what was given to them. I would not ever imagine trying to. I don't know nothing about guns like that. I've been to the firing range a few times, but guns ain't my thing.
Me neither.
Guns ain't my thing. I leave that to the experts. But they love it. They walk through the mall, got their little concealed carry, or they got their open carry. They don't do open carry here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do open carry in a few states. I know they were talking about in Virginia. Everybody out there got the heat. I seen a guy, I was in the mall the other day, I seen a dude walking through.
Oh yeah.
You see, I think he was a cop though.
Yeah, he had a badge.
He had a badge. But they love to show off their guns. They love to show that firepower, but they live by it. You gotta think about it, man. You got the option to tase somebody or shoot them. What do?
Shoot.
They shoot. They shoot first, ask questions last.
It's like thinking about what they do with their power, with this power of the sword, the modern day sword. There's this show, and it really blows up what we're talking about. It's called The Boys, and it's about if there were really superheroes among us, people that had superpowers, and these people that had superpowers, happen to be mostly white people. They had a Judite brother up in there, but it was mostly white people, and they were not heroes. They were terrorists, and they were like on cereal boxes, and they looked like they were the good guys, but they were actually out there being terrorists. They would set up situations so they could make themselves look good, but they was really killing a lot of people. And it's just like how in society now, they make like the Arabs to look like they're the biggest terrorists. They make all these other nations to seem like they're the real bad guys, and they're the G.I. Joe. They had to come fight for truth and justice the American way.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really the terrorists. They're setting up the terrorists so that they can kill the terrorists. It's like what they're using this power for. It's like a kid with a new toy, and they just want to go crazy with it. They've been running crazy with it. That's what they do with it. They love it. They play with it. It's a toy to them. They're so good with it. That's all what you were saying made me start thinking of, and just the whole process of what they do with the guns and how sophisticated they get with it. They love their blessing.
Yeah, let's see here. Guns don't kill, people kill. I'm just reading some of the comments. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Let's see here. He's always have to bring his guns to a man's fight because he's weak. Well, it's not that he's weak. It's that he knows what's stronger than man. It is those bullets, and once again he's fulfilling what he was given. He's using what he was given to his advantage.
Come.
The thing with Esau, he just takes it too far. He just take it, bro. He takes it to the limit, man. He goes to the abyss, and it's like, wow. And then the bad part is that we suffer. We suffer because we see the brand new guns they come out with, and then what does our kids want? And they put it on their video games. I mean, come on, if you look at Call of Duty, all that is Esau advertising all his weaponry. We got this type of gun, we got this type of gun, and they got all the stats. Come on, they got stats on guns. Shoot, bullet bullets per second and reload time and
They make it fun.
oh yeah, it's a sport. It's a sport for Esau, right? Let's see here. Caucasians are terrorists, and they accuse everyone else of doing what they themselves do more of. Yeah, and that's all it is. They accuse you of being a terrorist, but let's be real about it.
Right.
How many black shooters that ran through and shot up multiple people? How many of those people been Israel? How many Israelite mass shooters you got? There's only one that I can remember.
Yeah, same here. Well, no.
And it was the one dude that was sniping out there in Philly with his son.
Right.
They was sniping people in the trunk. They was sitting in the trunk of the car and snipe people. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was Philly, right? Yeah.
I think it was
Or
DC.
DC shooter.
DC sniper.
DC sniper. That's the only one I remember. All the other ones were Edomites. The Batman dude, he was an Edomite. The dude from El Paso, he was Esau. Sandy Hook shooter, he was a white boy. Columbine, there was 2 white boys. Can't forget Columbine. I remember that. I was in high school in Colorado at that time, right down the street. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was right down the street, bro. Couple of schools down. That was a very, very crazy day.
But in there, I think there was 2 cats. One, I think like out in Dallas, there was some cat named Cosmos.
I didn't hear it. No, I don't know.
Yeah, he was like
His name was Cosmo.
he went by Cosmo. He was like some conscious cat. He was like ex-military.
Oh, do you say there's another minority shooter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was 2 cats out of I think Dallas. There was one guy that they supposedly he blew up. They blew him up.
Oh, yeah. We were actually headed to Dallas when that happened. You remember when he shot the 5 cops and they blew him up in like a parking garage? Yeah. I guess you can count him.
Oh, that brother. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. They supposedly blew him up in a parking garage or something like that.
Yeah,
but the point is, we're using Esau's blessing to destroy ourselves.
Right.
But they're using it to destroy us and themselves. I mean, because at the end of the day, when they go to war with each other, when America goes to war with Russia, that's Edomite on Edomite violence. When America goes to war with Germany, that's Edomite on Edomite violence. So they're gonna, at the end of the day, they're gonna use their blessing to destroy one another. They're gonna live by that blessing. They're gonna be turned towards one another. Y'all see this? Go to Matthews.
You don't want the rest of the article?
Oh yeah, finish that up.
Numbers.
No.
The article?
Yeah, he's gonna go back to the article.
Okay, right.
Just start from the top.
Come. This is a nation where white men have lived and died by the gun. The gun facilitated the genocide of the native people and the enslavement of African people.
You see that? The gun is what helped them. Again, when you're fighting with sticks and stones and somebody comes with metal, with something that propels metal into your flesh and kills you, yeah, you're going to give up too. You're going to hands up, don't shoot. Go ahead.
And allowed white people to steal land.
It did what?
Allowed white people to steal land.
Yeah, woe to the city that's established on blood and iniquity. So their blessing, the gun, the sport, allowed them to steal America from the natives. And, countless other lands, man. It ain't just America. They got little military outposts all through the world.
Mm-hmm.
How you think they get that? Well, if you don't let us set up shop here and occupy this land, we're going to go to war. We're going to bring the guns out, and you're going to lose. That's how America be talking. Like, listen, y'all really want to do this? We're going to bring our guns out. We got better ones than y'all do. Let's not do it.
Yeah, that's how Trump talks.
That's how Trump talks, right? And Trump is the biggest racist, so he's all about them guns. Go ahead.
And seize control. Take away the gun, and society begins to chip away at the myth of white supremacy.
Right, because this is how they keep their supremacy going. Through having the gun. And controlling who can have them. Or at least trying to control who can have them. Think about how many illegal guns are in America. There's a lot. But then you got states like New York. You can't have no gun in New York. I was watching this show on Netflix. It was called Bushwick. I think I was talking about it the other day, where these white supremacists, they went into Bushwick, they went into Philly, they went into a few other cities, and they just tried to take over the whole city. And you know, he asked him, why'd y'all come to Bushwick? And he said, well, because New York, the gun laws are so strict, ain't supposed to be no guns here, so we thought we'd face the least resistance. It was a little, but the people were fighting back. I mean, they was trying to break into people's houses, they was picking them off. But these dudes came with guns upon guns and rifles and snipering off the roof. Y'all watch a lot of gun movies? You gotta watch them, man. You gotta see how Esau wields his sword. Bro, them sniper, you ever watch like a sniper get trained? Sniper training? They get it down to a breathing science. It ain't just step up to a target. Come on, when you can shoot 1,000 yards away, 100 yards is a football field. So imagine shooting 10 football fields away and hitting a target, hitting this right here, hitting the top off of this. The ball don't even fall, but the top comes off. 1,000 yards away. Yeah, they got their blessing down to a science. Wind, angle, you know, tilt left, right? I forget what they call it, but they measure the wind. You breathe in, and when you breathe out, that's when you pull. You don't want to jerk. You don't want to, you know, they teach you how to even shoot guns. They know, like, if you jerk, if you this, if you that, the bullet's going to go that way. You want to squeeze the trigger. They got it all down to a science. Go to a gun range and stand here with an instructor. He'll, no, you got to hold it this way, firm grip. But what do? Gotcha, right? And then we wonder why there's a drive-by, or why it seems like a drive-by on every shooting. Random kid gets hit. This random kid, because we're shooting like this, upside down, pow pow. Esau, bro, they are aiming, bro. They ain't playing. They don't play with their blessing. They don't play with
They
it.
straight with it.
Yeah, wide stance, and they'll gun you down. They hit you right center mass. No headshots, no arm shots. Take them out, right? No matter what. Because they know how powerful that blessing is. So they live by that sword, man, but they're going to die by that sword. Where you at?
Americans struggle to come to terms with its original sin of racism at a time of weaponized white supremacy.
See, go ahead.
When domestic terrorism with a white male face poses the greatest threat to their lives.
You see that? So domestic terrorism with a white male face, and he's armed. AK-47, rifle, AR-15, you know, they love them AR-15s. When you look at a lot of these mass shootings, it's like AR-15s and AK-47s. It's the same guns they use for their militaries. Because you can just walk right into Hobby Lobby and get one. Think about that. You can walk right into Walmart.
Yeah.
Groceries, diapers, guns. You can walk right in and get all that in one quick shop. Because why? That's how they want. They want it to be easy accessible, this blessing for themselves. Because they know when you get it, you're gonna use it wrong. But they know how to use it. Go ahead.
Homegrown white nationalists account for most of the terrorist violence and most of the 850 domestic terrorist cases federal authorities are investigating.
Right, and not all 850 of those cases are guns, because they, you know, you got your Timothy McVeighs, they'll blow up buildings, they'll use bombs. He was an Oklahoma City bomber. Go to Matthew 26, verse 51.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 51.
Go ahead.
And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand,
right,
and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priestess, and smote off his ear.
Right, so this is when Judas betrayed Yahushua with a kiss, and the multitude came to take Christ. Man laid his hand on Christ, One that was when Yahushua pulled out that sword and sliced off that ear. Like, you ain't taking my Savior, right? Go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place.
Read.
For all that they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
And that's the point, man. All they that take the sword, they gonna perish with the sword. Esau, he goes everywhere with that sword. But then think about it. When they want to commit suicide, what do? They just reach right into the little cabinet right next to them, because they all got guns in the house. They all got the gun that, somebody said it too, it's a rite of passage. It's funny. Somebody said it in the comments, it's a rite of passage when the gun is handed down from father to son. Where is it at? Somebody else, bro. Where is it at? Yeah, somebody said it in the comments though, that it's like a rite of passage when Esau hands that gun down to his son, because it is. Come here, son, let me show you something. And how does he do it? How does it's funny, how does he do it though? What does he say to his son to get him that gun? Come on, son, let's go hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Esau, it said he was what?
Cunning hunter.
A cunning hunter and a man of the field. So he's like, hey son, let's go hunting. Here's your rifle that shoots 22 shells. I got the big boy rifle. We gonna go shoot us a buck. We gonna go shoot us some deer, shoot us a duck, whatever it is. You see that? So Esau hands down the blessing to his son through little activities like hunting and fishing, and they call it gaming. We think, we look at hunting and fishing like, oh yeah, everybody should know how to hunt and fish. But Esau got it down to a science. He knows how much deer urine to put on his body, right? To smell like a deer, to attract. Yeah, how much deer pheromone to use. You know, he'll sit there, he'll sit in a ditch, covered with leaves. Yeah, mud all over his face, smelling like deer pee on himself. Listen, I used to talk to, when we used to work at Baybrook Mall, man, a lot of guys would come through there with their hunting apparel. I'm like, you hunt? They're like, yeah. Oh yeah, they show you all the pictures of the deer they killed and bears, and one dude walked through there with a bear claw in his chest. I'm like, dude, that's a real bear claw? He's like, oh yeah, I killed him, and showed the dead bear. Declawed him, took his claw, put it on a necklace.
Yeah.
But see, but think about it, you could do that when you got a big enough gun. Y'all ever seen a full-grown bear? A full-grown black bear, full-grown grizzly. Come on, man. His paw is like that big. It's wide. He slapped your whole head off. So you got to have stopping power. So you go out there with a little rusty 22, it's not happening. Esau's like, nope. Bring out the 45s. Bring out the 50. They got hand cannons.
Elephant gun.
Elephant gun. Yeah, elephant guns. They got what they call them, rhino stoppers. Engine block. They got one that they call them. You can shoot out an engine block. Yeah. But again, when you've been blessed with this, you're gonna take it to the limits. Sky is the limit with Esau's blessing. Now it's not even about size. What is it about? It's about concealability. It's about not knowing that I have this. So they disguise different ways. I mean, y'all see the movies, man, where it's like, how do they sneak that gun on the airplane? But he breaks down like the dispenser of the paper towels, transforms it, and all of a sudden, it got a rubber band.
Yeah.
But it's a gun. Shoot one shot. That's all he needs. He's an assassin that needs one shot. Or they got the guns on the, they'll put it right on the stand just like this, and it'll shoot itself on a timer. Y'all seen those?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You got to be in a whole nother stratosphere to think these things up. But think about how they use it. They're not using it for good.
No.
They're using it to assassinate. They're using it to make themselves be in one place or not be in a place but commit a murder. See, when you got that blessing, now you can use it which way you want. But Esau don't use the blessing for good. They don't use it to keep nations and things in order. They use it to promote chaos. Rape, rob, steal, pillage. Go ahead. Where we at? We're at Matthews, right? So he said if you live by the gun,
You shall perish with the sword.
if you take the sword, you're gonna perish by the sword. So, I mean, ultimately, that's what's gonna happen with Esau. They're gonna live by the sword, but that's gonna be their end. From there, go to mine closed. Where we going next?
Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5.
Come on. Ezekiel 35 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
Right, because ain't that what's going on? Listen, we ain't bringing guns into Chicago. Come on, let's be real. We ain't bringing guns into Houston. We ain't bringing guns into these inner cities, Louisiana. We're not bringing the guns in. We're not manufacturing the guns. So they manufacture, they bring them in, and then somehow they get distributed to our people. And what happens? Our blood gets shed. It's us. It's us that end up dying, man. It's us that are going and robbing people with the guns, shooting their granny. It's us where the little kid goes into the cabinet. Oh, daddy's gun. It's loaded. You play with it. Little kid blows his face off. That's us. That's us, man. We're the ones that are feeling the brunt of this man's blessing. Go ahead.
Con. By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Looking for that. You said what?
By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Right.
And the time that their iniquity had an end.
I was looking for that. Bro, I was looking for that. You can go there real quick. I was looking for Doeg to eat. Yeah, go there real quick. I was looking for this, man. I couldn't remember his
name.
I was in Samuel's, dude. I was searching. Yeah, go there real quick. Go to 1 Samuel 22 and verse 17, right?
Okay.
Yeah, man. You are the man.
1 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 17.
Yeah, you got that.
Yeah, just a little quick backstory. This is when David was on the run. He slid by the priests, and they helped David out a little bit, let him go on his way, and they didn't report back to the king. Read that. You got it, Jermaine?
God. 1 Samuel 22:17. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, turn and slay the priests of the Most High.
Slay who?
The priests.
Go ahead.
Of the Most High, because their hand also is with David.
Read.
And because they knew when he fled, and did not show it to me. But the servants of the king would not put forth their hand to fall upon the priests of the Most High.
Okay, so these men, they're Israelites. And they don't want to, they're like, okay, these are priests. I ain't going to touch them. They're anointed of the Most High. I know that, and I'm not silly enough to touch the Lord's anointed. But Saul, the king, he was like, nah, bump that. They need to be touched. Read on.
Verse 18. And the king said to Doeg.
To who?
Doeg.
Go ahead.
Turn thou and fall upon the priest. And Doeg the Edomite.
Doeg the who?
The Edomite.
The one that was blessed with the sword. Blessed with this ability to wield his sword. And who had no reverence for man or anointed man. It don't matter who he was. He was going to use that sword. He didn't care about the Most High. He didn't care about the men the Most High set up. He going to use his sword on anybody. It's like, it made me think about in Men's Society. What's his name? O-Dog. He say he's America's nightmare. Young, black, and don't give a dang. But no, the real nightmare is middle-aged, white, and don't give a dang.
Yeah.
Young, 21, white, free.
There it is. That one right there. Read on.
God. And Doeg the Edomite turned, and he fell upon the priests, and slew on that day fourscore and 5 persons that did wear a linen ephod.
He did this by himself.
405 persons. The score is 40, right? Yeah. 4 score. Let's make sure.
He went in there chopping Israelites, priests. It said all that wore the ephod. These were the priests doing the Most High service. He just went in there and chopped them up. They didn't even have nothing to fight back with, and he willingly chopped them up. You know, like that. It was like in the Wild West. It's like what do you call it? Not charity, but
Opportunity.
no, it's like where it's like it's an honor. Like you don't shoot nobody in the back, or you don't shoot no unarmed person.
Oh, it's like respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a respect thing. Like if we're gonna do a duel, right? If you walk off, you don't shoot him. You don't turn and shoot him in the back. You wait for him to turn.
Right. Well, this Doeg, the Edomite, he didn't give a dang. He just slaughtered. These men were unarmed.
They were priests.
They were priests.
It was 80. What is it? It said 4 score, so it was 87. 87 of them. It did say 4 score and 7.
It says
4 score and 5.
4 score and 5 person.
85 men.
Slaughter. Mass killing. That's their MO. Mass killings. Mass shootings.
And you could tell
Genocide.
Doeg was probably cold with it too. He was probably
yeah.
going and just running and spitting the sword. And,
he was a kid in a candy shop.
yeah, his sword game was probably on point.
Yeah.
He knew how to wield that sword, and it wasn't even just that. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 19. And now the city of the priests smote he with the edge of the sword.
Right?
Both men and women.
So they was going through and just killing things. Why? Because that sword, they like to use that blessing. Go ahead.
Both men and women, children and sucklings, and oxen and asses and sheep.
I mean, come on, because what's the point of killing sheep and oxen? What's the point? Well, because you want to use that weapon. You want to use that weapon, man. You want to use that blessing. You want to perfect, and that's what Esau has done. They have perfected the use of their blessing, the use of that sword. Y'all see that? I was looking for this. Man, I was looking for that. That's a good one. Jump back. Jump back.
Ezekiel.
Go back to Ezekiel, yeah. I was looking for that. Now, mighty and faithful swordsman. Ezekiel 35:5. We're going to take it to 7. So remember, you live by the sword. It's like they say, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. Right? Ain't that the saying now? Because ain't nobody who's walking around with swords? Unless you're doing that cosplay crap and you're using full tang, they call it?
Yeah.
Full tang is when you're using real sharp, real weaponry. The cosplay is when they dress up with the chainmail. Y'all seen it, man. Or they dress up as like medieval characters. Y'all ever seen that? Grown ass men dressing up as Captain Hook, right? And they go out there with real swords. Unless you're doing that, come on, nobody's walking around with an actual sword. Esau's walking around with that gun. So go ahead, Ezekiel
35:5.
Yes, sir.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
By the what?
By the force of the sword.
Go ahead.
In the time of their calamity.
And even now. I mean, that was then, but even now, we in calamity, and they still using the sword against us. They shoot, I mean, we're the ones that's getting shot in the streets. It's simple mathematics. Go ahead.
And the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High thy power.
Go ahead.
I will prepare thee unto blood.
I will do what?
I will prepare thee unto blood.
Go ahead.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, and the same blood you shed, that's what's going to pursue you. You shed blood, you're going to get pursued, and your blood is going to be shed. Go ahead.
Sitteth thou hast not, since, thou hast not hated blood, even blood.
Yeah, since you haven't hated to shed blood, because Esau loves to shed blood. The white man, they love to just kill. Kill, murder. They love it. You would think it was us, but they push all. I mean, come on. Again, we don't got no movie production, right? We don't own NBC Studios. We don't own Fox. We don't own Hollywood. Look at all them bloody movies that come out in Hollywood. Look at the John Wicks. Y'all ever seen John Wick?
He's cold.
Oh my God,
I've seen the trailers,
bro! If you ain't seen John Wick, start at John Wick 1 and go to John Wick 3.
Yeah.
The way this man uses his gun. Come on, double tap. Y'all know what a double tap is?
Oh, like
Double tap. Yeah. Two to the body, two to the, what is it? Two to the body, two to the head?
wow.
Yeah. Two to the chest, one to the head.
Two to the chest, one to the head? Yeah, they call it a double tap. Now, if you go to a gun range and they hear you, because they can hear it, the way you shoot, if they hear you double tapping, they'll kick you out the gun range, because that's you training, that's execution style. But who invented that? Who invented double tapping, man? Esau. When you watch this John Wick, bro, they trained him. Like when you watch Keanu Reeves train for this movie, they gave him the gun, they timed him, and I mean, they trained him not to even blink when he's firing the gun, because you know that's your first instinct, you want to blink. They're trained not even to blink when they fire. Reload without looking down. They like you got to watch this movie, but then in the movie, that's all he was doing. Two to the chest, one to the head. Two to the chest, one to the head. Hold you close, pop your head off. Flip around backwards, shoot you this way. Shoot you under his arm. You shoot through his leg to hit you. Like it's crazy. That movie right there showed me that Esau, when they put their when they if they wanted to get all their marksmen and all their little militia together, we wouldn't stand a chance. And there's some of us out there that there's some of us out there that got skills. There's some of us out there that go and practice, but not like them, man. They make it life. This is life for Esau. That's the thing. That's what we got to understand, that this is their life. This is their livelihood. This is how they live life.
They play even like paintball.
Oh yeah, paintballing, right?
Paintball.
Oh, come on. Laser tag.
Yeah.
Laser tag.
Laser tag.
Yeah, I took my kids laser tagging the other day. I was like, dang, this is tiring.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is a while back. But you do it, and then you're like, wow, imagine having to run through a field and literally watch your back and carry a heavy loaded gun in a backpack. But they train for that. They know how to do all that, plus watch their 6, watch their 12, watch your this back, listen out for this. They know how to see, oh yeah, go through this trail, because they broke these leaves and branches. These are the things they train on. And what are we doing? We think we nice because we got Call of Duty skills. Because your Halo aim is good. Because you got a modded controller. Like, come on, man. We can't live up to Esau. We can't live up to Esau when it comes to this blessing. That's why it has to be the Most High in Christ that comes through and destroys them. Because, I mean, have y'all ever seen the videos of them where they have their kids out there training?
Oh yeah, I've seen, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. As long as they can walk, they can hold a gun. And they got them out there training. I'm talking about they're good. They're good. They know how to load the gun. They put their little earmuffs on. They load the gun up. They can pick up automatic, semi-automatic, fully automatic, and shoot just like their daddies. And what is our kids doing? Roblox. So when it comes to this gun, Esau's going to live and die by it. And we got to wait on Christ. We got to wait on Yahweh Shai. Watch, read on. Go to finish up Ezekiel.
Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood,
Go ahead.
and blood shall pursue thee.
Read.
Since thou hast not hated blood,
Right.
even blood shall pursue thee.
Go ahead.
Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate,
Right, Mount Seir, one of the Edomite cities. Go ahead.
and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Right, go to Amos 1 and verse 11. Amos 1:11. Yeah.
Amos. Chapter 1, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom,
Go ahead.
and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof,
Read.
because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
Right, because that's what they did. They cut us off from the way, and then they proceed. When we ran from the Babylonians, that's what they did. They chased us down with the sword, man. They used their blessing. They used their blessing for wrong, for evil.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to chase us down. They could have helped us.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And did cast off all the pity,
Right.
and his anger did tear perpetually,
Read.
and he kept his wrath forever.
Go ahead. Read verse 12.
But I will send a fire upon Timon,
Right.
which shall devour the places of Bozrah.
Basra, which is a city in Edom. Mount Seir, Basra, Timon. These are little cities that were in Edom. Go to Isaiah 63. One of my favorites. So, with all the guns that we think we got, with all the remember what was the movie? It had Mike Epps in it. It was like a zombie movie, and he had the 2 guns. He had the 2 45s. They were gold plated. I remember. It's one of the movies where you get bit by the zombie and then you turn into the zombie. He turned into a zombie. I forgot what it was, but I remember it was funny because he had these 2 gold plated 45s, and he was hyped like, yeah, anybody run up on me? And when it was time to bust off, nervous. Couldn't even shoot. Couldn't even bust the 45s. Nervous because it wasn't in us. And then when we do shoot, man, who we aiming at? How many gang members, how many KK members has died by gun from a gang member, from a Judite gang member?
0.
How many cops that deserved it, that was shooting at that shot a black man innocently, died by the gun from one of us? But how many of our kids have died by drive-bys in their own neighborhood by a nigga that lives a neighborhood away?
Yeah.
You see my point where we have the guns, we do have them, but we use them all wrong. We use them on each other. Ain't nobody going and killing KKK members and militia members in America. Nobody's doing that. No black Hispanic man is doing that. And I'm not saying that we need to go out and do that because it wouldn't matter anyway. You bring the revolver, he brings a 9mm. You come with the 45, he comes with the 50 cal. You come with the machine gun, he come with the fully automatic just banana clip. He come with the banana joint that just 100 round clip or the round barrel. Remember the old Tommy guns? He come with that joint. Like, no matter what you do, no matter what you come with when it comes to Esau's blessing, he's always going to have one up on us. Because at the end of the day, somebody said it, they could fire a missile from Russia that could blow up Texas. So if Russia got that, and he said it, what does America have? Come on, man. Well, we know what America got. They got bunker busters where they could pinpoint a house. The bomb will drop into the house, pierce the floor, go miles into the earth, and then blow up underneath the house. All you'll feel is a like, whoa, damn, earthquake. But no, a house three houses down just sunk in. That's what America got. Yeah. Look up those bunker, but they don't blow up on impact. They drop in, they crack the earth, they go down in there, and they blow up. If a terrorist is in a bunker, that's how they get them out. Yeah, I watch too many war movies, and I be looking up what guns they have and airplanes. I like that kind of stuff. It's good to know. It's good to know what's going to destroy them. Go ahead, read on.
63
Uh-huh.
verse.
What verse you at?
Isaiah chapter 63.
Oh, start at verse 1.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Who is this that cometh from Edom
Right.
with dyed garments
Right.
from Basra?
Right. Go ahead.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
Right, now, we know that this is speaking about Yahweh Shai. Now, this is important because what it's letting us know is that when it comes time to stomp out Esau and get them out the way and fight them, it ain't going to be Israel. It's not going to be us going gun for gun with Esau. Military war tactics with Esau. It's not going to happen. Because along with the gun, they got communication. Their communication skills, bro, they're bar none. We were talking about it this morning in morning class. Esau knows one thing, that without, they call it comms, right? Without comms, the mission is going to fail. Without visibility of the mission, that communication, being able to see and hear and respond back, come on. You might as well not even go. So they got to so they know that they have the communication over us. I mean, you got brothers that don't even want to pick up the phone. They got full bars. Like, damn, bro, pick up the phone, talk to me. That's how our people are, though. We want to be introvert, isolated by ourselves. But Esau's like, nope, got to communicate, so we're going to make sure that we give you all the newest technology. iPhone 11, Note 10, right? We're going to give you 1,000 different cell phone companies, 1,000 different ways to talk. And we're like, Fortnite, right? Roblox, World Star Hip Hop, YouTube. We don't want to talk. We don't want to talk. But Esau is mastermind communication. Because they know when it's wartime, that's what you need. Communication and weapons. Go ahead, read on.
Traveling in greatness of his strength.
Right.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right. Speaking of Yahweh Shai. He's the only one that's going to be able to get Esau and wipe him out, because those weapons, man, are too strong. Coming with tanks, forget guns. I mean, think about it. When the National Guard rolls into a city, what do they roll in with? Just guns?
Wow.
They're rolling in with tanks. They're rolling in with military vehicles. They're rolling in with all different types of like SUVs that we couldn't even dream of.
Hummer.
If y'all know what them Hummers do, they ain't just some vehicle that they rap about. Bro, they got a tilt access. They could go 45-degree angles and not tip over. Self-reinflating wheels. 2 gas tanks, 50 gallons each.
Yeah, they come ready.
They come ready for war. And then you can strap it up with the 50 cal. Right? You can strap it up with a rocket launcher. So they got the weaponry. So what are we going to do against a Humvee with a 50 cal on it? When they ride it down Bracewood and just start doing this, and it rips through a whole neighborhood. What are we going to do about that? Shoot back with a 9?
Pow.
Pow, pow?
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot more than your dad's old revolver that you got 3 bullets in this a little bit rusty. It's going to take a lot more than that. You know, it got the bandage tape around the handle. You try to get the pistol grip. You put the gauze around it.
Right.
That ain't gonna do it when they pull out tanks. Y'all see what remember back in the day, it happened a couple of times where Esau would steal a tank and just run it through a neighborhood. Y'all didn't see that?
California.
That happened in Cali. Yeah, that happened in Cali. He ran through LA, man, and he was just smashing vehicles and running over walls and running. Like, what are we gonna do against a tank? Because I don't own a tank. It's gonna take something way more powerful than what even Esau has as his blessing to get him out of here. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Wherefore out thy red in thine apparel.
Right? He said you're red in your apparel. Why? Well, we know Yahweh Shai coming in white. He coming in white apparel, but he gonna leave out red for all that bloodshed. Go ahead.
In thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Right. It's gonna be looking like he was pressing the wine press, stomping out grapes. Oh yeah. Why? Because they're gonna come with their tank, stomped out. They're gonna come with their machine guns, stomped out. Come with their little jets, snatch them out the sky. I mean, you ever think about that? Come on, man. If they wanted to right now, they could bomb. They could send 3 jets right over Houston and just level this place. What could we do? And then they could just say quarantine and this quarantine zone. And what could we do about it? Nothing. We don't got jets. I don't got nothing to stop a jet. But faith. Go ahead.
Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone.
See, why did he have to do it alone? Because the weaponry that Esau has, we can't stand up to. We won't be able to. I mean, the same weaponry that they have, we use to kill ourselves. Go ahead.
And of the people, there was none with me.
Go ahead.
For I would tread them in mine anger.
Read.
And trample them in my fury.
Go ahead.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments. And I will stain all my raiment.
Right, go ahead.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
Right, go ahead.
And the year of my redeemed is come.
Read verse 5.
And I looked, and there was none to help.
Yeah, none of us are going to be able to help. He's not going to need our help. And there's whatever help you thought you could give, it's not going to work. Go ahead.
And I wondered that there was none to uphold.
Read.
Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me.
Right.
Verse 6.
Read verse 6.
And I will tread down the people in mine anger.
Come on.
And make them drunk in my fury.
Go ahead.
And I will bring down their strength to the earth.
Yeah, he's going to have to bring down their strength. Because even at this point, Esau is way too strong. They're way too strong. Just in their blessing, they are embedded in that blessing. I mean, come on, man. They bring in guns by the cargo boatload. It ain't like by the boatload. It's like cargo shipping containers of guns and bullets.
Yeah. They said they spend like some $1 or $1 trillion a day on weapons.
Gosh. Yeah, they spending liquid funds that don't even exist. Just on their blessing. Just to perfect it. Just to do what? To try to fight Christ. To keep us in the ghettos and the slums. Keep us contained. From there, go to Isaiah 34:5. Yeah.
I have a quote from one of my favorite movies, but it's interesting. It's from The Great Debaters, and it said, "What irony do you see in the name of Bethlehem Steel Corporation?" This is when they were. This is like in Pennsylvania. It says, with this question, Lethal Jug, all right, anyways, he says, so the irony is the Prince of Peace was born in Bethlehem, and Bethlehem still manufactures implements of war. Saying that, like, when you mention fighting against Yahweh Shai, and they named this steel company
Bethlehem,
and they mainly just push iron and make weapons. But this went out of business like in 1909. But this was a real argument that happened in Wiley College, Texas. Yeah. So
yeah, that's crazy. That's just like somebody just put it in here. They said, don't forget about the Moab. They call it the mother of all bombs, MOAB. Trump used this bunker buster not too long ago. When it hits, if the explosion or shock waves don't get you first, it's designed to expel your inward parts. Wow. Outside, so it like liquefies your guts, and then they come out your body, bro. But that's what I'm saying. They got radiation bombs. They got chemical bombs, and that's just on the bomb front. We're talking about just guns. You gotta watch. You just gotta go on like some of these pages where I follow one on Instagram. It's called Guns Daily, and they'll demonstrate how a lot of these guns work. some of these fold-up guns. And they got one that folds up into a book, just like this. And you just unfold it. And I mean, you hit a button and it just drops down. Boom, full clip, fully automatic machine gun. Probably the size of this Zondervan. Imagine that. You press a button and it just, and you ready. Esau ain't playing. Esau ain't playing, and we don't got that technology. So anyone thinking like, yeah, we're gonna go fight Esau, we're gonna go fight the white man, it's not happening. Go to Isaiah 34. This is gonna be the last scripture.
Isaiah 34, verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Go ahead.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea,
right? Go ahead.
And upon the people of my curse.
Right. So here it is again. Yahushua said this sword will be bathed in heaven. It's going to come down on Idumea. Go ahead.
To judgment.
Read.
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness.
Yeah, so the same way Esau runs around with that sword, they're gonna catch it with the sword. Now, I know that Yahushua is coming back with a sword. He's coming back with that Excalibur. Oof.
Big sword.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Yahushua ain't come back with machine guns. Right? He come back with a sword, man. He gonna take them back old school. How they live? Ugh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read on.
Okay,
read verse 6 one more time.
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood.
Right.
It is made fat with fatness. And with the blood of lambs and goats. With the fat of the kidneys of rams.
Right? Because is it really good blood? Is it really rams and goats? Lie. Go ahead.
For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra.
Right, which is a city of Edom. Go ahead.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right, so them goats and lambs, those are people. He said he got a sacrifice in Idumea, man. So, again, is there a gun problem in America? No. Esau is just living by his blessing. Esau is just carrying out what the scriptures say that he would do. Now, do they go too far with everything? Yeah. They go way too far with everything. Because they use that gun to perpetuate all, it says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob in Obadiah 10:11, it says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob. How do they carry forth that extra violence? They use their guns. So, you ever wonder why there's so many guns in America? Why America has a so-called gun control issue? Why there's so many mass shootings? Why there's why it just seems out of hand? Well, this country is living by the blessing. They're living by their blessing, excuse me. And let's not get it twisted. We're not in Germany. We're not in France. We're not in Italy. We're not in these other countries to hear what's going on. Right. But I'm pretty sure they got guns out there too. I know they got guns out there. We just not out there to hear it. But they hear our stuff because everybody wants to be like America. But any questions on that? What's up?
You know, Esau's living by his blessing, and we need to live by our blessing. This is our blessing.
Yep.
This is the keys. We got the keys. We're getting the knowledge. We're getting the understanding. We're waking up. We got to come into our blessing. And no matter how many guns, tanks, bunker busters Esau got, laser beams, laser cannons, whatever it is. We got the wisdom. But we got to come into it. We got to come into it. Can I have one more?
Yeah, what you got?
We go to this a lot. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 18.
He said they come out the womb shooting.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war,
Yeah.
We got the wisdom. We got the wisdom. It's way better than these weapons of war. Are we using this wisdom properly? We ain't got to worry about their guns. We ain't got to worry about their tanks, their missiles, their cannons. We got the wisdom. The wisdom operates through all things. The wisdom is more moving than these bullets, than these lasers.
Yeah, if you use the wisdom, you won't even have to go to war. Look at Solomon.
Bring it out.
40 years of peace. He used wisdom to do that. He controlled the earth, controlled Israel. Solomon had weapons. Solomon had a lot of. He had golden shields and golden swords. He didn't have to use them for 40 years.
Come on.
So yeah, wisdom is better than weapons of war. Wisdom could prevent war.
This is our blessing. But we gotta be willing to accept it. We gotta study. We gotta move with the wisdom, apply it, not just read it, not be forgetful hearers, but actually use the wisdom contained into these books. That's all I have to say.
I got a comment on that.
Yes, sir.
I like that you brought that out because my brain, the gears started working. But it made me think of a few things from a scientific approach, but as well as the scripture. So, like Christ says, we're the light of the world.
Come on.
So, light is actually like one of the fastest elements, and wisdom is light. So when we're operating in wisdom, it's like, of course, we're on the Most High side, and the Most High is gonna, it's quick. You know, that wisdom is quick, so that can stop like anything. Like we've all, maybe we haven't all seen miracles, but you know, a miracle can happen like this, like someone about to get hit, but then the Most High is like,
Oh yeah.
so
Yes, yes.
just a little, just a little something.
Little commentary. That's his word. Commentary. Anything else? You're so right, brothers. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of comments. What do you say? 2 years ago, I believe Russia displayed some missiles called Satan's missiles.
Oh, yeah.
This was engraved into the side of these missiles. Whistles, cold. Somebody else said that they got Israel, the country, has a defense system called Jericho. Yeah, I believe it. They know what's up. They know what's coming. They know what's coming, man. But y'all get that, right? Y'all just, Oh, yeah. Mustafa added Deuteronomy 4 and 6 to what you were saying.
Yep. I was gonna go through, but I didn't want to go through the whole.
Right. Yep, Deuteronomy 6, the wisdom in the sight of the nations, man. This is your wisdom to keep therefore and do them. Yeah, and that's what it's about. At the end of the day is we got to stick to our guns, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let Esau stick to his gun, his blessing. We stick to the true blessing, to what is going to sustain us past all the remember, it's still carnal. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. So that's what we always got to be at. That no matter what Esau develops, no matter what technology, no matter what what strain of the flu, what new gun, whatever armor-piercing bullet he got, right? We can't get dismayed by that. We just got to stay with the wisdom. That's the only thing that's going to get us through. All right. So, that looks like that's it online. There's a bunch of comments. Another good class. Something a little different. We thank everybody for joining us. Remember, we got it's coming up quick. It's already whoa. Today is September 11th.
9/11.
Really? Man, that's how much I do not care. That's how much I don't care about the date. What killed me was I see the American flag and then I see the date and I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, today is 9/11. Yeah. Well, I forgot. You see, I already forgot. When they say never forget, I already forgot. Right? But just remember, we got the Feast of Trumpets, Memorial of Blowing of the Trumpets on the 27th of this month. Then we got Day of Atonement next month on the 6th, and then the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, so That Memorial of the Trumpets is on a Friday. All right, so we're not gonna have class that day, but we will be. We'll let y'all know where we will be. More than likely, we'll probably be here at the school, observing the high holy day. All right, so I just want to make sure y'all are aware of that. That way we don't forget. Yeah, and then we'll announce the other feasts as they come up. This is feast season. After Tabernacles, and we're gonna have there's a few other. What is it? Yeah, well, Day of Atonement, Tabernacles. I thought there was a few more. Yeah, we got Hanukkah. And then we got we got Hanukkah. So it's about that time. All right. So just a reminder. Look out for that. Again, if you're local, feel free to join us for the feast day, man. Satan 1 and Satan 2, man. All right, well, if that's it, let's say shalom online.
Shalom.
Shalom. We'll see y'all back here on Saturday.
Friday.
No, they're going to be in Virginia on Friday.
That's right.
We'll be back here.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutting. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.